Supposed to be.
90.
So many old ones.
Yeah, straight right there.
That's just my wood sheet. So you know, go around. So it's-
Make sure you go west.
Oh, you do our right.
Yeah. Good. How are you?
Retirement? All right.
Now we can start.
You guys good?
We're good. Sounds good. Good evening, everybody. I would like to call the January 8th, 2025 organizational / regular council meeting to order. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sherry, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Everman.
Here.
Here.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Here. Mr. Yaki.
Here.
Mr. Richmond.
Here.
Mr. Vincent.
Here. Okay, next up order of business is reading and disposal of the journal. This is from our December 11th regular council meeting. Does anyone have any updates or changes to minutes? Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Council President Yankee, seconded, I think, by Councilman Richmond. Please call the roll.
Mr. Everman.
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Yes. Mr. Yaki.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond.
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Moving on to action upon any matter which any resident may wish to present to council. Are there any residents in the audience that desire to present to council this evening or on the video? Okay, hearing none, I will move on to number 4, which is update from the mayor. And this evening, I'm not going to actually have an update because I want to move quickly to the order of business we have here next, which is appointments and confirmations. And before I do that, I just wanted to welcome all the families and friends that are here. This is always a real fun occasion for me and for council to see you here and to see you supporting your loved ones who are being recognized here for well-deserved promotions. We have 2 of them this evening, and I'll get to them shortly. But we have a tremendous workforce here in Moreland Hills that includes all of our employees and certainly our police department. And I think most of you know, we've been time after time voted one of the safest cities in the area, if not number 1, usually number 1. And it's a tribute to these women and men that keep us safe. I had some opportunities over this past year to do some ride-alongs and really see what some of the police do on a day-to-day basis. And they tried to teach me, I'm totally unqualified to do their job, but they tried to teach me about how they do keep us safe here, and how they think about not just trying to stop crime, but anticipating things that could lead to bad situations and heading them off before they happen. And I think that's why we have such a special place that we live in here. So I just want to welcome you. And without further ado, I'm going to move around front and I'm going to swear in these worthy gentlemen. And let me come out with the brush. So I'm going to start in a little different order, guys, as last time. I'm going to start with Executive Lieutenant Scalaro. What page or do you not need? You don't need
I'll
it.
just repeat after
Okay,
you,
I'll keep it
we'll wing it
short.
like the rest of my life.
Okay, Joe. Would you please, Joe, raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Joseph Scalaro,
I, Joseph Scalaro,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Executive Lieutenant of Police
of Executive Lieutenant of Police
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
Congratulations. He's got to sign 2 copies and I will sign them. And then he will be receiving.
So a couple words from me before we go.
Mhm.
Is I just wanted to give everybody a brief history of, I had to take some notes because my memory's failing me sometimes, right? So Executive Lieutenant Scalaro started here with us part-time in 2008, within about a year of becoming full-time. And one thing that set Joe apart from everybody else is he quickly was rising the ranks and showing that he's a true leader of men and women. He was a member of the SWAT team. He retired from the SWAT team as assistant team commander. He's one of our motor officers. And in 2023, he was promoted to rank of sergeant. And when you talk to people throughout the Sugar Green Valley and when they've worked with Joe, whether it's in the tactical arena, just on the road, one thing they say is that he's a tremendous instructor, but he's an excellent leader. And that's what sets him apart from a lot of others out there. I've worked with him personally in the SWAT arena, and I can attest to the fact that in my time with Joe, he has prior military service where he served as a special forces operator. And one thing that I learned from Joe how to be a better police officer and how to be a better man. So, and one thing that I think all of us here can say is that we admire about him is one, his professionalism to the trade of law enforcement, but also to how he treats his family. He's a consummate family man. You know, he will do whatever he can for his family, and he's very proud of his family, and I know his family's proud of him. So it comes with great pleasure for me to have the opportunity to promote you to the rank of Executive Lieutenant. Here you go, sir. Joe, I don't know if you want to make some introductions after you're done, sir.
I do. Give me a second. Try not to die. Right here. Good job.
Joanne,
Thank you.
Gigi, look. Gigi. Hooray.
I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. I greatly appreciate it. None of this would be possible without the support of my family, my friends, my coworkers, all your guys' hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for all the hard work you guys do. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. My beautiful wife, Joanne, you're the rock of the family. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for the support. Chief, we've been through a lot together. We've been through a lot together. Between SWAT, patrol, and everything in between, I appreciate this opportunity. I'm excited to move forward. As long as you keep your standards low, I'm guaranteed you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm humbled to have this opportunity.
He's been practicing this all day. So next we have Sergeant Gary Byers. Please come up. Would you like paper or are you good? Okay, thank you. Okay, then would you please, Gary, release your right hand and repeat after me. I, Gary Byers,
I, Gary Byers,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Sergeant of Police
of Sergeant of Police
of the Village of Moreland
of
Hills,
the Village of Moreland Hills,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
Well done, and congratulations.
Me again. So in 2013, I remember sitting through Sergeant Byer's interview, and one thing that you immediately, when you sit there and talk to him, you know, you feel very comfortable. One thing that you get a sense of that he's a hard worker. And again, we're very blessed in Moreland Hills to have a crew of people that all value family, and their family means a lot to them. But not only family that they go home to, but their law enforcement family, both here at Moreland Hills and around the surrounding communities. So one thing about Gary is he's one of the hardest working people to ever want to meet when he's on job. And the guy works harder when he goes home at night. He'll drop at the drop of a hat, he'll come and help you out with something, and he's done it for me. And I am eternally grateful for that. He's just one of the most likable, hardworking people, doesn't say no. You know, almost sometimes the cup runneth over, we have to say, hey, let's back off. You know, somebody else can do that. But he's been taking over the investigations as of late, really showing like a good knack for it, and worked on some pretty significant cases that led to some convictions outside of the state of Ohio. So he's really, you know, your work is appreciated, is valued, and your friendship is appreciated and valued. Everybody here at the Moreland Hills Police Department, I think, will vouch to say that you're one of the nicest, hardworking people, one of the most level-headed people, and we need that in today's day and age. So again, it comes with great pleasure to promote you to the rank of sergeant, and love you to introduce your lovely family here once you're done, sir. There you go. Congratulations.
All right.
The pin goes straight in. All right.
So the lieutenant kind of stole my thunder. I thought I'd be going first. So really, I was going to say a lot of the same things he was going to say. But like Joe said, you guys are my rock, my family. You guys supported me through everything. Obviously, my wife, my two children up front here, Grayson, Brindley, and my other son in the back, Bryson. And my parents over there have been solid for me in my entire life and supporting me. So the guys I work with, thank you very much. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and my family. And I'm grateful to have a wonderful council that we have here. So all the people that came to see us tonight, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So now comes the part where we do a lot of our council business, and I know you're itching to see how it's done. But you may have better things to do with your family, so you are certainly free to go on over to the police station with the chief and the other officers.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Stay warm.
Zip my jacket.
Dad.
Rocky Walk.
Well.
I've seen you.
So we're gonna go over this station. Okay.
You did a beautiful job.
Take care. Thank you again.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, chief.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody. Sorry, I was getting my thoughts together here, so that was the two swearing ins. The next order of business is C on the agenda, which is to elect the council president this evening. That's the next order of business. So what I would like to do is I would like to open the floor for nominations as council president. Do I have any nominations?
Mayor Spencer, I'd like to nominate David Everman as council.
Thank you, Council President Yonke. Are there any other people that would like to nominate anybody else this evening? Okay, seeing none, I will close the nominations. Given that there's no others right now. And I would like to then ask for a motion to approve the nomination that has been given by Council President Yonke.
So moved.
That was Councilman Vincent. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Richmond. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Emmerman.
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Yes. Mr. Yankee.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond.
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Congratulations. Council President Emmerman, congratulations to you very much. The next order of business is appointing one council member to the planning commission. And I believe I need to turn that over to our new council president, Emmerman, to do so. Do you? Are you?
Well, no, I was expecting it. Well, I anticipated that I might.
I help you.
He's got notes.
All right. Well, I do have notes. So I believe I have to, I nominate someone for this, right?
Ask some.
Okay, oh, right, so I'd like to ask for nominations for somebody to serve on a 2-year term on the planning commission, and it must be from group B?
Cycle B, that's correct.
Yeah, group B, cycle B, which I think is Janai Irish Glass, Steve Richmond, and Rick Vincent.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to nominate Steve Richmond.
All right, so we have one nomination. Any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve the nomination. So move.
Second.
All right. Sherry, can you call it all?
Sure. Mr. Emmerman.
Yeah.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Yes. Mr. Yankee.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes. Okay, I guess our next order of business is electing a chair of the planning commission. So am I doing something wrong?
I don't think
Or no, Luana, I got a look from our attorney, so I better. I look. Okay.
That's scary.
All right. Okay, so, I guess, we'll need a nomination for a chair, for the planning commission.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to nominate Steve Richmond as chair of the planning commission.
All right, thank you. Any other?
Whatever.
I think we approved it. Any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, can we get a motion to approve the nomination?
So moved.
Okay. Sherry, would you mind calling it?
Mr. Emmerman.
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Yes. Mr. Yankee.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond.
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes. All right, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, I'm actually gonna take this back, if that's okay, Council President, because I have a few reappointments to some of our commissions this evening that I would like to do with council's blessing. The first one is to reappoint Ursula Freimlich to the Parks Commission. She's been a dedicated member of that commission and done quite a lot of work and advanced the mission of the Parks Commission. And she is seeking the reappointment, and I wholeheartedly approve that reappointment. So I would like to ask council if anyone would be willing to make a motion to approve that reappointment?
I will make a motion to approve the appointment.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Everman,
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish West.
Yes.
Mr. Yaki,
Yes.
Mr. Richmond,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes. Thank you very much, council. I also have a reappointment of Christabel Devadas to the DEIB Commission. Again, she has asked to be reappointed. She's been a dedicated member and made quite an impact on many of the activities that the commission has done over the last year plus. And I think she would be great for her to serve another term. So I would like to ask council if someone would be willing to make a motion to approve that reappointment. Second. Okay, we have a motion, I think a second by Councilman Fish, I think.
Okay, Mr. Everman,
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish West. Yes. Mr. Yaki,
Yes.
Mr. Richmond,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
She's not being done tonight, but she's not here. Although we could, I could, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do have one more. This person is not here this evening. But I have had conversations with Miss Carolyn Harden Levine. She has been, again, on the Parks Commission for a while. She's been a very dedicated member. In particular, she's done a lot for the race and for the auction and for fundraising. And she is enthusiastically seeking reappointment. She's not here this evening to be sworn in, but I wholeheartedly approve that reappointment as well. And I would like to ask council if someone would be willing to make a motion to approve that reappointment.
So moved.
Second. Okay, we've had an approval in seconds. Mr. Councilman Fish is the second.
Yes. Mr. Everman,
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish West. Yes. Mr. Yaki,
Yes.
Mr. Richmond,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since we have two of our commission people here, I would like to take this opportunity to swear them into their commissions, if that's okay with council. So I'm going to come around here. I'm going to start with this one. And I said, like,
I'm not in law enforcement.
Tell us about your family.
you've done this before, and you can certainly hold this if you wish, but I will do it in short pieces like they did. The police officers begged me to do it in very short pieces so they wouldn't mess up in front of their families. So it's short. But if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ursula Freundlich,
Ursula Freundlich,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the Village of Moreland
of
Hills,
the Village of Moreland Hills,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Parks Commission member
Parks Commission member
of the Village of Moreland
of
Hills,
the Village of Moreland Hills,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and thank you for your service. So you gotta sign these two and you can take one.
Oh, good.
Oh, God, I'm signing the wrong thing. Let me, hey, what we'll do is we'll give you one. Here. Let me sign. Yeah, I signed hers. Out.
Yeah,
It's my own. You want me to,
Yes.
yeah,
There you go.
I'll send you a copy. My apologies. Thank you, Ursula, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She just put a smile and then pick it up.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Paper planes. I can take this up, but the flu is going around my house.
Well, you are welcome to keep it.
Yeah, you can text me, then I'll just leave it on. Just protect you all.
No problem at all. No problem at all. So would you raise your right hand, Christabel?
All right.
Repeat after me. I, Christabel Devadas,
I, Christabel Devadas,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the Village of Moreland
of
Hills,
the Village of Moreland Hills,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Commission
of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Commission
member
member
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
of the Village of Moreland Hills,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and thank you for your service.
Keep you all trying to be.
It's going around, it's been going around for months, it seems.
It's been in my house for like a month. Just,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're in the chair, like someone else.
Y'all gotta like, as soon as someone gets sick, y'all gotta hang on the same room, right next to each other. Just get it over.
That's what I do, so I might as well just, I haven't gotten it yet. but-
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was, but I'm pretty sure I'll get it any day now, so.
So thank you, council, and thanks both of you. So appreciate it. Looking forward to a new year with new goals. Let's see, I gotta go back to my agenda here. It's a meeting we do once a year, so it's not as routine to run it. Okay, so we've done our reappointments. So I'm gonna actually then, I believe I can hand the meeting back over to our new council president, Emmerman. The next up on the agenda is the schedule of council meetings for 2025.
All right. So I would propose that we keep, council meetings, when they're at and the same days of the month and, same thing with the committee of the whole, unless anybody has any other thoughts on that.
Good.
Okay, let's keep them where they're at. And then it's still on me, right, for committee meetings.
Yes, correct. In terms of the schedule, I think other people may want to have input, but yes.
Right.
Yes.
And who's on, right, for now. We're talking about, okay.
Yes.
So my understanding, based on what I believe everyone would be interested in, is Ms. Iris Glass, you would be chairing the Roads and Safety Committee, and Mr. Yonke, you would also be serving on the Roads and Safety Committee. For facilities, Mr. Vincent, you would be chairing the Facilities Committee, and I would also be on that committee.
Oh, good.
Anyone have any heartburn over that?
Looking forward to talking about pump stations.
I'm back with flushable wipes. I got out of flushable wipes for 2 years. I'm back with flushable wipes. The other pump station's coming.
Special knowledge.
All right. So then schedule wise, my understanding is, Ms. Irish Flash, that you prefer the meeting you're on to be at 11:30 on this first Tuesday. And so if that's the case, I believe, Mayor, that you're okay with having one of the committee meetings being at 11:30 on Tuesdays?
Yes, I mean, one thing I'd like to propose that there may be complications to it, which we can be flexible, is that if at all possible, to have the meetings back to back, so that, like, in particular, when Jeff Pilarski comes from Oakwood, or what is it, where's his office?
Yeah. it's okay.
Oakwood, you know, he's not going back and forth for 2 meetings in the morning, one at 8:30, one at 11:30. So if at all possible, if we could have one at 11, one at 11:30, if that works for council. I think I've talked with our service director and our police chief, and generally they're here. But I think we also think having them together versus split up would be better. Their preference would be first thing in the morning, but I know that's more problematic for some. So I think it's acceptable to have them later in the morning. It also backs up to my staff meeting, which is at noon. And if for some reason we're going over, or we feel like we're going over, I could change that to 12:15. And that way I get all those meetings done in one block. I just think it's more efficient. So that's my ask, but I mean, if you don't can't do that, I'm flexible.
I would, the 8:30 slot for the road and safety has been a good slot for me, but I can just because it's first-ish thing in the morning and then I just go to work.
Yeah.
But I can work out something for sure. So if you have a hard issue with doing it earlier, Jeanette, then Then I
Yeah,
can-
for me, I get into work at 7
Okay.
and any issues that we have from the technology perspective are always first thing in the morning.
Right.
So to immediately come in and then leave is challenging for me,
Yeah.
but,
I should be able to work around that. I can work from home in the morning and then go. I should be able to work.
you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Because the other option, I could try and do it virtually. So at least I'm still in the office, but then, I would have a standing
Yeah.
virtual.
On the, I mean,
I think it's.
I know I'm not the chair of
Yeah.
the committee, but 11:30 is better for me because I have a standing meeting in the morning.
Okay,
So I'd have to like come and go.
sure.
Or have to be.
Yeah, that's fine. Do we want to make it, so we're saying 11 for facilities, 11:30 for road and safety,
You can
basically?
do that.
That would work. I would also propose that if you're having a problem, come talk and we'll try to work something out to change it. It doesn't have to be all 12 months of that. But if everyone thinks that can work, why don't we start there?
Yeah, I think, for the facilities and my own, Rick, if you're okay with it, I think it'll work most of the time. The hardest part about midday is it's less certain, right? So it's like there might be more often where I'm like, oh, I might have to miss or ask to reschedule, but you have something every single Tuesday where you have to be.
Yeah, my
so
department
it's-
meetings every
yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
So it's, you have a conflict every time, and I'm just guessing I might, so I'd rather adjust on our end than burden you every single time. So,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, I don't apologize.
Yeah,
I think it makes more sense for us to be flexible because you have a conflict.
yeah. I mean, for me, it normally first thing in the morning would be fine.
Yeah.
Except for that, or, the midday lunch hour or end of day, or virtual. So those are basically my options.
I think it works.
Okay.
And if
Give it a shot,
if there's a particular day, I'll either have to call in or we'll.
I mean, we've done that.
We've done
Times
that.
Right, it's worked out fine, so yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you, council. Did you get that? Are you good with it, Sherry? Okay.
Thank you.
So that ends number 5I. I guess what I'm gonna do here on 6, ordinance and resolutions is, we only have one ordinance this evening. And former council president Yankee, Councilman Yankee, has graciously agreed to present this ordinance.
Thank you, Mayor. As you'll recall, and service directors here, but we've talked about it, I believe, in the last 2 meetings, and including which one was the budget meeting, that we needed a new rubbish truck. And we had gone through the need for it. And obviously we support it, so it's put in the budget. So to save time, I'd like to, I've got to, like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Here we have a motion to suspend the rules by Councilman Yankee, seconded by Councilman Vincent.
Mr. Emmerman,
Yes.
Mr. Fish,
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
And I'd like to move for approval.
Second. Here's a motion for approval, seconded by Councilman Fish.
Mr. Emmerman,
Yes.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass. Mr. Yankee,
Yes.
Mr. Richmond,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes ordinance and resolutions pretty quick. I'll move to miscellaneous business, and I do want to bring up one thing, and then I'll pass it over if others, or to our council president if he'd like to say anything, but I've been working with our current chair of the DEIB commission, to recruit or to evaluate potential new members for the commission. The deadline to submit interest was the end of the year. We received 3 applications. 2 of the applicants are well known by the commission, and by the chair's words, well liked by the commission. The third one seems to be a great applicant as well, but is just unknown by the commission because that person is new to the village and hasn't really participated in any of the activities to date. So in speaking with her, my suggestion, which she agreed with, was to appoint the two that have been involved. They've demonstrated their interest already and their commitment. And for me to have a conversation with the third about you're new to the village. We're very excited about your interest in the commission. We've decided to choose people for these reasons, which is they have been involved quite a bit to date. And we'd encourage you to get involved, and we believe there will be opportunities as things turn. So I'm not prepared to do that this evening because I've not spoken to these individuals, but I wanted to give you a heads up. You may know the people. The two are Neil and Andrew. If you've been to meetings and any of the activities commission has had, they've both been involved in a lot of stuff, according to Lori. And I would speak with them first, but I wanted to gauge council's temperature on, does this make sense with you guys? And then I also spoke to the third one, which is someone named Denise, who's, like I said, is new. But I will do that in advance of February's council meeting. And I would intend to appoint them at that council meeting and ask for your confirmation. If you guys are good.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I had. Council President, any other miscellaneous, anything else?
Yeah, well, I just thank you, everybody, for your confidence in me. And we have 3 previous council presidents sitting right down this way. And I deeply appreciated all the hard work you guys did when you sat in this role. So if you have any advice for me, please let me know. And to everybody else, if you have anything that you want done or you've been thinking about, is, hey, what if we did this a little different? Or what if we went back to doing this? Please just let me know. I'm really here to just help facilitate our discussions. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
And then unrelated to that, I also wanted to thank the service department for all hard work plowing the roads in these last 2 storms. I brought up the terror a couple times I felt on Farwood Drive, sliding into 87 and luckily not getting hit. And then, Ted, you talked about how people just the bottom of the hill, just so people can stop for the stop sign. It's deeply appreciated. And then you shared a really interesting story with me, but you can share that on your own if you want to. So,
Which one?
Yeah, that one. So,
Yeah, I can share it. So, Mr. Emmerman, that is a bad feeling going down a hill like that. In 1993, our driveway here at the Village Hall used to go out almost 291. Mr. Richmond remembered it went straight down. We were all at home. We got called in. I slid down that driveway in an ice storm. Took the roof off a Honda Accord, this passenger headrest, everything. And that feeling was not good. I actually had to call it a replacement that night and go home. Because if somebody was in that passenger seat, it would not have been nice. So it does happen. I mean, these trucks get out of control, and I can understand when motorists are going down themselves.
yeah. So, when I heard that story, I definitely also thought to myself, because when I slid into 87, I thought to myself, okay, I'm lucky, but like, what are the chances? And that's what I said to Ted today, and he said, well, let me tell you the chances. So, yeah, definitely appreciate all the hard work you guys do during the snowstorm. But thank you to everybody, and thank you for your confidence.
Thank you, Council President Emmer. I'm looking very much forward to working with you. I'd like to thank all the council for their service on the committees this year. For those who chaired them, thank you. I think we got a lot done last year, and I really appreciate it. In particular, Council President Yankee, it was great working with you for just about 2 years. I'd call it 2 years. It rounds to 2 years, and thank you. It was great. Looking forward to working with you and coordinating, agendas and legislation and everything else. So, thanks.
If I could, yeah,
Yes.
I also wanted to thank everyone. It's probably most of you know, most of the planning issues are not always fun and easy, but they are usually interesting. They're often challenging, but they're always important. And I appreciate everyone's continued confidence in me to continue this important work, and I continue to be honored and feel privileged to be the chair of this important commission again. And I want to thank everybody for that.
Look forward to working with you on planning and zoning. Steve,
Likewise.
looks great.
I have one item to bring up in the miscellaneous category. I got it, and you probably may all have gotten this email as well from the Iowa Municipal League. And the only reason I'm bringing it up because it's the timetable here, Tuesday is the deadline for this. AT&T is trying to get taxpayers to pay for utility relocations that they're asked to do. Right now, the Ohio law says that they have to pick up the tab when they relocate utilities. I'm not sure if that's an issue for Moreland Hills, frankly. I don't know if we have AT&T lines in the street or we have need for relocations. Even if we don't though, has a potential to set a precedent for other utilities to then put the tab on, they're calling it a tariff, and putting the tab on the municipalities to pay for these utilities. And so I'm just a little bit worried about it, but they said that if the tariff revision will become effective on January 18th, if nobody does anything. So if we, as a municipality, go and support, I think it's by the 14th, consent to include your municipality in the, it's some kind of a sign on. So I can forward the email to whoever may need it, but because I'm not sure it wouldn't be council necessarily doing this. I'm assuming the mayor would have to do something, or I just wanted to bring it to your attention because the 14th is next Tuesday. And so there's I don't think there's any monetary, contribution or anything like that. I think it's just kind of signing on to support that this is not something we want to pass.
Okay.
So that was it. Because that could add up if all these private utility companies suddenly put all the tab on all the municipalities. That's the kind of thing that we want to kind of keep back in their pocket. They're the ones with the deep pockets. We want to keep them paying for their own relocations.
I would agree with that. Bill, any comment on that?
No,
I'm not aware of that.
I think that's right. I think OML just sent this out.
Just today.
Yeah, and it is already the case that typically under these communications company tariffs, if a municipality wants the relocation to occur, the cost falls on the municipality if it's in the tariff, because the tariff, which is how they register and define the rates and their service areas and their offerings with the state, has the effect of a state law. Right? It has the same effect as a statute in terms of preempting local government. But I am just looking now at this. I saw this come in actually as I was heading out here, talking to Sherry, and so I hadn't looked at this yet. And if it is for their own voluntary and proactive business-related relocation costs, that would be a big change.
Yeah.
And inappropriate.
But yeah, you just take a look. I read it quickly too.
So if it makes sense to you, Bill, and it's appropriate for me to sign on to say, Village of Moreland Hills does not agree with this, I'm
Right.
certainly willing to do that by the deadline.
Oh, okay. So looking at this, the AT&T's tariff previously did not provide for municipalities to cover the costs when it's requested by the municipality. And that's what the prior case out of Reynoldsburg had said, was that if a municipality requires the relocation and the utilities tariff provides that that's the responsibility of the municipality, then that's the case. AT&T is proposing to change their tariff to take advantage of that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then that article goes on to say, the gas company and the other utilities also maybe follow suit, most likely follow suit. That's what OML thinks. That this would be something that they would just, we're gonna do that too. We're gonna do that too,
It's surprising in a sense, because that Reynoldsburg case is not brand new.
Okay.
It's surprising that there hasn't been more that activity, I think, in some respects.
So yeah, sorry for bringing that up. 'Cause I know it's not part of this organizational meeting, but it's like the deadline's on Tuesday.
I think we should decide if we should take action or not, and whether we can really have any influence, I don't know, but it doesn't hurt.
Right, I think it's just the kind of supportive thing, that if they get enough of those.
So I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What they're proposing is to become involved with the motion to intervene with, I think, Chris Miller, probably from Tasta, Tenius, and Hollister, representing OML, And they included in this a sample ordinance or resolution if the municipality requires council action to participate. I think it would be sufficient, it says otherwise you can just let OML's legal counsel, Gary Hunter, know. I think council could, if it wanted to, just pass a motion to support and to participate in the motion to intervene.
Make that motion.
Without having to do legislation.
I make that motion now, actually. And make a motion to do that. Intervene. Whatever the right words are.
So here we have a motion to allow or to approve Moreland Hills to intervene in support of OML's position on the tariffs regarding AT&T.
Well,
And a second, Councilman Yankee. Would you call her?
Sure. Mr. Everman?
Before we, I just, so this is to intervene or for to kind of give you the discretion after further discussion to decide whether we're gonna do this or not?
It would be, as I understand the motion, and what OML is requesting is to support the filing of the motion to intervene, which would be on behalf of probably 100 or more local governments. That's my guess.
So one question is, do we have any AT&T lines in the village? I thought we all had only had Spectrum lines now.
I think that's right, but I think it also may be the case that
I think we have a very small number of AT&T
Okay.
lines. We actually do have some, but the vast majority are Spectrum. There's a small number that do not have Spectrum in the village, and they have AT&T.
and they could come in.
And they could come
So if
in.
they came in under the
Yeah.
same tariff, it would apply in the same way and so forth.
I think the concern, what I'm hearing here from Rick and from what I'm interpreting what OML's saying is, even if AT&T is not, other people are gonna follow the same suit.
Right.
So to try to slow this.
Would we have any financial obligation if we joined to intervene? Would we have to pay part of the legal fees?
There's no financial obligation at this time. The alert says, it says if the motion isn't successful and there needs to be further legal action, they may request voluntary contributions.
That's voluntary, yeah.
Okay.
So you could decide, and most likely, if you wanted to continue to participate, you would contribute, then you might drop out. In this kind of circumstance, typically, these large consortium efforts kind of balance out. Are they better off only allowing people who are paying to participate, or is it better to have all of them potentially with some contributing more than others?
And then, I mean, is there any risk of any sort of, I don't know, counterclaims that would then hurt us in the way? You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
Anybody else have comments or questions?
Oh, none of this, just one other item, but Mayor, I was gonna.
Okay, then I would call the roll for this thing and then.
Mr. Everman?
Yes.
Mr. Fish?
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass? Yes. Mr. Yankee?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent?
Thank you, Mr. Benson, for bringing that up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, I don't necessarily do it tonight, but I'm gonna ask if, Sherry, if you had an opportunity to see whether any of our Wednesday meetings are falling on holidays this year, whether.
Thank you. Yes, I did that today. Committee of the whole in October 1st, that's Yom Kippur.
Okay,
So that we'll probably not, we won't have a meeting that night, but everything else I think was good.
great,
Okay. I'll give that a check, but.
great, thanks.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Anybody else in council have anything else this evening? Any residents have anything this evening? No? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn then. So moved. Second with that.
Okay.
I can't hear.
Yep, Steve, yeah, we kind of slapped. Mr. Everly?
Yes.
Mr. Fish?
Yes.
Mrs. Irish Glass? Yes. Mr. Yankee?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent?
All right, thanks, everybody. Happy New Year. Have council, or have committee meetings started. Yeah, February.
Oh, you have the way.
So I'm pretty sure. Oh, man.
More time, so it's just like. Well, I get it.
I'm gonna use.
Yes.
Early. Exactly. I'm gonna build a house here today. I'm trying to still build this house. Well, you know, you can't read it.
Yeah.
Forget what, you can't read it. Ever? That's supposed to. Put a metal thing out of it like this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, it's nice like, hey, so it's not like a share. I'm Steve Jobs. And I saw your.
That's right there.
It's like the start of when
Between the holidays.
And that's right. I would say, well, go get another job somewhere and move to a different municipality. That's what I, not this year. No, no.